Okay, so our first case study.
Okay. Well, I ordered that book while we're sitting here, by the way.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah,
Right on, I love it.
I thought that was clever.
Ordered the book.
And,
can we do full screen too?
yeah.
Who's seen this video? Is that it?
You're not going to see the whole
No,
video.
no,
If you
we're
watch the
definitely-
whole video, you got to go watch the video.
Thank you, Julie. Yeah, this is not appropriate content for this audience.
Yeah,
Please
we're
watch
watching
about 20
minutes.
seconds.
Lady Gaga and Beyonce. Great.
It's basically a film. It's like a 10-minute film.
Oh, I'm gonna have to
All right, and that's all that's appropriate. Sorry. It gets quite R-rated, maybe even NC-17. Okay, why Lady Gaga? Lady Gaga was unheard of 3 years ago. She is now a household name. How did she do it? Social media. Lady Gaga is the social media queen. So that video and all of her other videos were premiered on her website even before they went on MTV. And we'll do some stats on her. 3.6 million Twitter followers, 5.2 million Facebook fans, and hang on one second, Julie, on the next one. A record 110 million views, more views of her music videos than anyone else's in history. Yes?
Just a quick fact, she was able to launch 6 top hits within 1 year, trying to carry 3 years. So
Yep.
just for some perspective.
Exactly, six top hits. So this is the next point that I want to make, is actually one of the questions people often ask about social media is, great, so you've got all this buzz, you've got all these followers, you've got all these fans, but what does it mean? Does it mean anything? Can you monetize that? I mean, let's be practical, we're business people here. Next statistic, 20 million singles, 8 million albums, yes. In fact, she has also had her first concert tour sponsored by Virgin Mobile, been asked to be a spokeswoman for MAC Viva Glam Lipstick and Polaroid. So she is making bank off of it. This is absolutely paying out for her in cash, in sponsorships, and in record album sales. And a comparison, so you're on the ball there with your comment. Lady Gaga versus Madonna. So we often hear comparisons of the two, both pushing the envelope, both using the latest and greatest media to promote themselves. Well, it took Lady Gaga 3 years to go from playing a piano and singing some songs in New York to world fame. It took Madonna 6 years. Even more impressive, to get a major product endorsement that was worth millions of dollars, it took Madonna 7 years. It took Lady Gaga 18 months. So this is just accelerating the pace at which things are happening. All right. Now we're going to watch. So far we've been talking about positive effects of social media, but there are negative consequences as well. And one of the things about social media is you don't get to control it. It's not your PR vehicle. You don't get to just put out what you want and say beautiful, glowing things about your company. People are going on there, they're tweeting, they're posting YouTubes, they're posting blogs, and sometimes it's not so
Domino's
good.
employees facing charges tonight, and this is why. A shocking video that hit the web. It shows them allegedly messing with your food. They have turned themselves in, and tonight we've learned they will.
All right.
36 report Attorney
Okay, so I decided to not actually show you the video because it's so horrifying. I didn't think it was appropriate for us to watch it, so that news clip just shows you. Okay, so 2 employees at a Domino's somewhere decide to stick up this film on YouTube. Within a week, it has 1 million views. It's been tweeted, it's been blogged about, every news network like that one has covered the story. It's a PR nightmare. It's everyone's worst dream of what might happen. So, who, by the way, saw that? Wow, okay, so 50% of the people here had seen the Domino's Pizza thing. Well, Domino's chose to respond by using social media, which I think was really clever. And I don't know that they fully recovered from this incident, but they are doing a pretty good job. They immediately set up a Twitter account dedicated to answering questions about this and responding to people's concerns. And in addition, they issued a YouTube video by the president of Domino's as a response. And we're going to watch that here. Probably won't watch the whole thing because it's a little boring. But what's interesting to follow
Patrick
here
Doyle, president of
is
Domino's
this
USA.
graph. This red graph is
Recently, we
showing how
discovered a
much
video
people
of
trust
two
and
Domino's team
believe
members who
what this
thought
guy
that
is
their
saying
acts would be a
in his
funny
apology.
YouTube hoax. We sincerely apologize for this incident. We thank members of the online community who quickly alerted us and allowed us to take immediate action. Although the individuals in question claim it's a hoax, we are taking this incredibly seriously. This was an isolated incident in Conover, North Carolina. The two team members have been dismissed, and there are felony warrants out for their arrest. The store has been
They
shut
have actually been
down
arrested.
and sanitized from top to bottom. There is nothing more important or sacred to us than our customers' trust. We're re-examining all of our hiring practices to make sure that people like this don't make it into our stores. We have auditors across the country in our stores every day of the week, making sure that our stores are as clean as they can possibly be and that we're delivering high-quality food to our customers day in and day out. The independent owner of that store is reeling from the damage that this has caused. And it's not a surprise that this has caused a lot of damage to our brand. It sickens me that the actions of two individuals could impact our great system. We're
But look at
125.
that. So he actually gets really high up there. So here's the president just talking like a real person, putting this video up on YouTube, and it does actually end up regaining some of the faith and some of the trust that people have in the company. Huh? It was done by a psychologist, and it knows, and I think that he was, yeah, people were dying, and then they analyzed it. He did publish a whole study about it. No, it was actually a university professor in psychology. Okay, we'll go on. So just one brief mention of B2B, business to business marketing via social media, because that's an important part of business, although, you know, not something that we usually think about social media being used for. But Cisco recently won an award for its application called My Planet. It's created a virtual world like Second Life, if you all are familiar with Second Life, where you have avatars. And people go in and they take on the role of CEO at a service provider, and they build up their company from dial-up days to broadband to mobile. And they get to kind of trace the steps of Cisco's development and also get to see some of the challenges that people might face. And Cisco is using this to market to mom and pop shops and to larger IT companies. And it's had a lot of success. It's had 25,000 Facebook fans and 23,000 downloads of this application. And one of the things that the CEO said about launching this program was, look, we're trying to connect to IT professionals. These are guys and women who grew up with joysticks in their hand. They grew up gaming. They grew up in virtual worlds. So how are we going to connect to them in their own language? Okay, so that's that. We're going to do quick breakout groups. So I'm just going to have you count out 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to divide up and do a quick piece. All right, which group is going to go first? And you can start by reading what's on your slip of paper and then presenting your answer. Who wants to go first? And you can introduce yourself and read the question and present.
Okay, how long do I have? 2 minutes?
Yeah.